back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. A big welcome back, of course, to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here and for your friendship and your presence on my channel. Thank you guys for your beautiful comments as well, and the support that you show me and to each other, of course, in the comment section, because I really wanted this to be an inclusive space where we could all gather to grow, to evolve, and to help each other on this path towards home. So thank you guys so much for being here. And if you have found yourself here for the very first time, we want to welcome you to this space rather. Please pull up a chair, grab yourselves a cup of tea, some snacks, and get cozy, because we're all friends when we gather at my table. So today's pick a card reading, we're looking at the person on your mind and what would they do if they got you alone for 24 hours? What would they say? What would they do? What would their intentions towards you be? If they got you alone for 24 hours, no interruptions, what would happen? We have 3 piles for you to choose from today. We have pile number 1 here with the Wizard Tarot and this beautiful Chalcedony point. I don't even know if I say that right, so if I'm not saying it right, please correct me in the comment section. Pile number 2 here with the Labyrinth Tarot and this piece of, it's a citrine point. And pile number 3 with the Shadowscapes Tarot and this beautiful rose quartz point. So whichever pile or piles, some of the points are kind of hard to see, are reaching out to you or calling out to you, there may be a message waiting from Spirit, and my timestamps are listed below. Again, today's topic is all about the person on your mind and what would they do, what would they say if they had you alone with no interruptions for 24 hours. Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to this beautiful piece of Chalcedony. It's so pretty, it doesn't do it justice. I'll slip it right in here. Or to the Wizard's Tarot, and this is your reading. If the person on your mind could get you alone for 24 hours with no interruptions, what would they do? What would they do if they could get pile 1 alone for 24 hours? What would they do? Whoops. It's on the floor. It almost slid underneath the bureau. So we have here the Temperance reversed. What would happen if they got them alone? 8 of Cups. The Pirate, it says. I feel like there's been a significant delay, or there's some sort of separation here between the two of you. Every card has been a floor card. The 10 of Wands, the Dragon. If they got you alone for 24 hours, what would happen? The 9 of Wands, Pumpkinhead, it says. And we also have the 9 of Pentacles, Frankenstein. And look at the way Frankenstein, he's like reaching out and he's tethered to the table. So it's almost, there's definitely an energy of having to kind of control themselves a little bit. It's like they would be worried about not being able to control themselves almost. We have the Page of Swords, the Headless Horseman, and the 8 of Wands reversed. Oh, so there have been some like frustrating delays for this person. And this is something that they would be hard pressed to not rush into and really take advantage of if they had you alone for that amount of time. I feel like this person could be keeping tabs on you if you are in no contact at this time. There's a sense too of like having the chance to be alone with you and having no distractions. It's like they would lose their head. You can even see the Headless Horseman. It's like they don't even know what they could do with that type of time and that type of freedom with you, because they've been waiting for potentially a long time, feeling quite stuck in a rut right now, unable to get to you in some way. So there could be a very strong no contact situation here, or long pressed, because you're some sort of temptation. It's like they feel like they have to make away with you. It's like to take you away from something that does, because you don't belong to them. You belong to something else or someone else. And so they have to sort of steal you away in essence. The Temperance card is all about alchemy and mixing together. And we even have the 10 of Wands here, the Dragon. All of the fantasies that they've had about you, it's like they've had nowhere to direct it. They've had nowhere to direct it. And so, and there's a frustration associated with that. So there's a sense of kind of a buildup of pressure. There's the Knight, or I'm sorry, the King of Swords reversed, the Judgment reversed. And they would almost be afraid, if they were with you like that, of like losing their composure. Losing their composure and not being able to control themselves a little bit. Because all of those fantasies now that had no direction, now they would have a direction to apply them to. And you can, even the dragon is breathing fire. So much fire towards you. We have the Ten of Cups. Getting you alone like that for a period of time where you wouldn't be distracted it's like a dream come true for this person too. And they would hope that it would sort of spearhead more. They wouldn't want it to be a singular event. They would want it to potentially become a new cycle. They're like, this is the opportunity. It's like the opportunity that we've been waiting for, that I've been holding back from, perhaps because of positions here. But this would be the opportunity, and they're like, I would not waste it. I would not waste it. I feel like in this connection, and this is not for everyone, it's for collective energy, these readings, but I do feel like there could be positional restrictions that create burdens. And that could be something, if they got you alone, that would be on their mind, or burdening their desire a little bit, tempering it a little bit. Because they would also get the opportunity to literally express everything to you in communication, not just physically, because there's a lot of physicality here, but they would communicate with you some of the delays, some of the frustrations that they've had in this delay and waiting to get this opportunity with you, getting a chance to clear the air, getting a chance to gain closure. And that I keep hearing they've been waiting for this. They've been waiting for this. They're very focused. Here's the King of Wands. Very fiery energy here. Lots and lots of wands. So this person could definitely be a fire sign potentially. We also have Libra energy here as well. Here with the King of Wands, there's the Wheel of Fortune. They would see that as a turn of events to change everything between the two of you. And they would be, the Wheel of Fortune is a turn of events in our favor as well, something that they've been secretly hoping for. It's like hoping for this beautiful event to happen, and they would not waste it. I keep saying that. I would not waste the opportunity. Because they have been, everything's been foggy between the two of you. Everything's been cloudy, and there's been a lot of confusion. And I think that sits really, there's not a lot of comfort around that, around some of the unfinished business, or some of, especially not necessarily unfinished business, but just unspoken words, unspoken communication here about their truth, because I feel like they've been holding back their truth for a really long time, and they would use that opportunity to unload that truth about how dissatisfied they've been up to this point, how much pressure they've been under, how the fear of the unknown has really been bothering them, and how this opportunity is, it's almost like they would see that opportunity as a sign from the heavens that it's not over for you, it's not over for them. It's like they would use that opportunity as a sign to power through potentially into more with you, into expansion, because they're like, I wouldn't let this go to waste without it having some type of purpose. And they, here again, there's a sense of protecting. It's like wanting to protect the connection, but they would be really difficult. It would be hard for them to hold back from expressing themselves to you physically. If they got you alone, pile number 1 for 24 hours, what would they do? You have here Harriet, longing for home, homesick for the stars. It would redirect. It would cause healing too. Or that would be what they would hope that it would cause, is some healing and some closure. But there's also this ignition. There's also ignition. And they're really, this person, again, I feel like they could be currently watching you, very focused on you. And they're frustrated with the delays, and they're longing for an opportunity like this. We also have here karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. As I said, I think that there's something having to do with burdens. Could be family units, other relationships, position being an issue here. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Make your life a moving prayer. And they would use this opportunity as a caveat for change between the two of you. Because it would if they actually got that opportunity to have you for 24 whole hours where there was no distractions, that would be for them this singular, huge, momentous sign from the universe that yes, all of the longing that they've experienced is not for nothing, and it means something. It means that there's something more purposeful here between the two of you. If they got you alone for 24 hours, what would they do? We have here spider, and we have the peacock. Back of the deck is family. It feels like a fantasy because I feel like there are families currently, right this moment, that are impeding the ability to honestly even enjoy the fantasy fully. It's like this would be on their mind if they got the chance, the actual chance to see you like that. This would kind of ruin it a little bit for them. The fact that there are positional relationships or something in the way, and it's like they understand too that they put themselves in that position, that it was their choice, nobody forced them into it, so there's frustration with themselves even in that moment, because again, family at the back of the deck. They got you alone, what would they do? Oops. We have you deserve love. We also have attraction. They would make sure that they communicated with you that the separation or the disconnect was not your fault and it was not a reflection of how they felt. They would make sure that you understood that it was a lack of strength, or lack of courage on their part, because they're really taking on that responsibility, because this is a romance of a lifetime, true love. And they'd want to make sure that you understood that they get it. They get that. They understand that concept. They understand that there is something faded about the two of you and the lessons that you've both learned. Even in the disconnect, there's an acknowledgement of that. What would they do if they got pile number 1 alone for 24 hours? I will say this, there would definitely be something physical. There would definitely be, and I'm trying to be polite for YouTube purposes so they don't flag me, but there's definitely going to be physical. I never let you into my sanctuary. And I think that they would risk it now. I think that they would let you into that sanctuary if they got that opportunity, because they couldn't not take advantage of the opportunity. I had blinders on, 2 of Swords. They would communicate to you about all of their mistakes. They would, and here's the 10 of Swords reverse. Is it really over? It would be a resurgence. I kept myself hidden for so long, and that would be something that they would now clarify for you. They would clarify everything that they had kept hidden. And as much as the 10 of Swords talks about the end and the closing of a cycle, this would stir everything up for this person. And they would want more. They would want more. 24 hours would not be enough. Because we have unfinished business. And nothing's changed for them. I'm right where you left me. And I definitely should have ran after you. And these are the sort of things that they would communicate with you. Back of the deck even says, I'm tired of holding back. There's an exhaustion. With the 9 of Wands, there's an exhaustion. There's frustration with the 8 of Wands. These delays are very frustrating, and it just keeps compounding and multiplying their frustration. So they wouldn't be able to not express themselves because there's so much to express, and it feels like it's building up with pressure. What would they do if they got you alone for 24 hours for pile number 1? What are their thoughts? What would they be thinking? You have probably moved on. They'd really desperately want to clarify your position and your feelings too, because they know how they feel, and it's intense. And nothing's changed for them. I want to reach out, but I'm scared. But they would want to clarify if you have felt even similarly in the same vein as them. What are you doing right now? I'm so frustrated with myself in this situation, and they would express that frustration about how frustrated they've been with themselves once the epiphanies about you came in. And again, I feel like if there's family units on their side, they would be kind of frustrated with their position in life that they can't actually enjoy that moment fully, because the attraction is undeniable and it would be really difficult for them to resist you. And they would communicate with you their dissatisfaction. I should be satisfied with what I have, but I'm not. And I think about that last day a lot. And if they got a chance to spend that much time with you with no restrictions, with no interference, it would be on their mind forever. It would be on their mind forever. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. In the bowl today, please. 4 of Pentacles. If this person could say anything, if they would say one thing during that communication, what would they say? We have the 10 of Cups, that they see things clearly now, and that their restrictions in the past, they're kicking themselves for being so insecure in the past, and they now have things in the way that they've spent time building for themselves that they're trying to protect, but that they see it clearly, and that they wish that they had taken advantage of the opportunity when it was upon them. And they just really want to make sure that the two of you are on the same page as well. They want to make sure that the two of you feel similarly. They would also sort of want that to be a seed to plant for more. They wouldn't want it to end at 24 hours. We have the bananas, friendship reunion. We have the Holy Family with this little charm here and a wrench in our plans. And I feel like that's the big wrench, is the family situation. But we have the frog, which is talking about freedom and how we always have a choice even within those dynamics. We see the communication with the penny. And on the penny, the date on that penny is 2008. And we have the frog clearing out the clutter. We also have the Hello Kitty. I think of little girls. And then we have the little white seahorse going with the flow. If they had you alone for that period of time, I really think it would inspire them to want to clear out all of the clutter, all of the complications, because they're in protection mode. They're trying to protect this connection, but they're also sort of trying to protect their heart. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I'd love to hear your story in the comment section below, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, your like button. It really helps me to bring you guys more content. I do offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below. They do sell out rather quickly, but I do repost daily on weekdays, so keep checking back if you go there and the shop is empty. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello everybody, in pile number 2, you were drawn to the beautiful piece of citrine, or to the, what's it called? The Labyrinth Tarot. I couldn't remember the name. And this is your reading. If the person on your mind could get you alone for 24 hours, what would they do? What would they say? If they could get you alone with no distractions for 24 hours, what would they do? We have the 3 of Pentacles. The 9 of Wands. The Justice. The 5 of Wands. There's definitely a sense of airing grievances here, actually, for you, pile 2. There's a lot of frustrations that perhaps have been building up for this person. Just saw the Magician. A lot of communication would be happening, if at first, at least at first. It's almost like they have to sort of feel like they have to build more of a rapport with you again. It's like, I have to get to know you again or something, and we have to ease into this 24-hour period. Here's the 3 of Swords. There's a King of Pentacles. Now, there's a similarity here to pile 1, because I do feel like the person on your mind, or perhaps you yourself, I feel like there are perhaps other connections or other relationships. So take that as it resonates. Positionary issues potentially here. So, but there's also a lot of sadness in the separation itself. And the Justice talks about an ability to bring forward the truth and what's fair. Here's the Three of Swords. I feel like they would try really, really hard to resist you in a physical sense if they had you. But I think it would be exceptionally difficult for them to do that. But they would have a lot of things on their mind, a lot of practical issues on their mind. You have the Five of Pentacles. And it almost doesn't feel fair if they actually had the opportunity, like to, in their mind's eye, like if I had this person for 24 hours and it's like, it's not even fair if that happens to me. It's like, it's almost like a tease. It's like it's being dangled in front of me like a carrot, and there's nothing that I can do about it. And there's the carrot. There's nothing I can do about it because of position. And so there's frustration in that as well. Here's the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this person, they like to be seen as somebody with integrity, and I think they have integrity. Like, I think that they are loyal, perhaps to their position right now. But the problem is that they're also really kind of loyal to their emotions to you. And they'd want to bring clarity to a situation about how they truly, truly feel. Here is the Two of Swords. They'd be very, I feel like they would act like, if that's just a male energy, I think they'd act like a gentleman around you, even for 24 hours. I think that they would really let you rule the physical component of that interaction. And I think that they would actually try to resist you in a physical sense because of their position, because of their responsibilities, and because even though you're this temptation, it's like you're a temptation that they would feel like they'd have to resist in that moment, but they wouldn't want to. That's the thing, is they wouldn't want to resist you, but they would just feel like they have to, and it's not fair. It's not fair, but they would have to. But they definitely want to bring clarity to you about how they felt, because they think that they left you in the dark, and they hope that it didn't leave you feeling insecure, but they wonder if it did. They wonder if you question your value or your worth to them, and they definitely want to make sure that that's not, that you wouldn't leave that area or leave this situation where you guys are alone for this period of time without the revelation that you are the best thing since sliced bread here. There's just an inability to commit. There's an inability to act. They'd act very passive because they don't want to get hurt and they don't want to hurt other people. But they would let you, it's like they would definitely spend the time that they had with you, and it feels so precious, to be honest. It feels fleeting. It feels precious. It doesn't feel long enough to them. I almost feel really emotional. It's like it doesn't feel like it's long enough, because I have so much to unpack. I have so much to unpack out of my mind. I have so much to let you in on, all of the secrets that I've been holding for such a long time. Everything, every thought, every inspiration, every fantasy I've had about you had no direction. And so I was just holding on to it. And they have so much to express to you. There's the Knight of Cups. And I feel like for the very first time in perhaps your entire relationship experience, even if this is a big, long separation, I think that they would take a lot of risk in it being emotionally vulnerable with you. It's not that they don't have desires physically towards you. It's that it's like they know that if they go there, they would open up a huge can of worms for you, for them. And it's something that would, I almost feel like devastated even saying that. It's like they don't want to restrict it, but they feel like they have to, and that's devastating. So they would really focus this period of time on letting you in on their emotions and bringing clarity to the situation. And I feel like you might have known this person like a long time ago, like when you were younger. I also feel like this person could have children, so take that as it resonates. You may have children at this point too, and I think that that's at the forefront of their hesitation to you physically, but they would really focus the entire communication or this entire period of time on communicating their feelings and being emotionally vulnerable. They would be very, very complimentary during this period as well. They want to make sure you understand fully that you are this Empress energy. They would want to make sure that you left that interaction, that experience, feeling 100% aware of how much you're valued in that connection. It's kind of sad energy though. It feels kind of sad and restrictive a little bit. There's a beautiful lesson too that this person has actually learned along their karmic path about how stuff and appearances and reputation really doesn't amount to a lot as far as emotional abundance. What would they do if they got you alone for 24 hours? We have here the hidden path. And you can see if these two energies started out together, intertwined, and this journey has separated them somehow. The journey has brought about a lot of clarity for them, brought in a lot of lessons too about the dynamics of your connection, and they would want to communicate that. They're like, I understand that we're soulmates. I understand that there's something different about you. I understand, and the lessons have been really hard. And that's what would happen. They would communicate all of that when the paths eventually crossed again. And they would express their ocean of eternal love, healing, creativity, and fertility. They would hope that it would bring closure and healing to you specifically, because their emphasis is on you, if I'm honest, because you are the focus. You are like the star. The Nine of Hearts, fulfillment, harmony, and protection. I'm surprised I didn't see the Six of Cups, because it almost feels like they're trying to protect your innocence or protect you, and that's what they would want to communicate, because you are this goal that they want to keep safe. And they would communicate that to you too, that you're the dream that they've been fantasizing about, that they've been focusing on, and that their mind has been a maze when it comes to you because of the unfinished business and the sadness that they've experienced too, because they haven't been able to communicate that with you. Pile 2 alone. We have here fate. There's something here about Eileen Chang, though. She doesn't look very satisfied and the fate came out reversed. Because it almost feels like this is like a ghost from the past. It's like this person fantasizes about this type of opportunity. And this is sort of a fantastical idea of having 24 hours together alone with no distractions. That is definitely a fantastical idea. And so they don't have a lot of confidence that this is actually going to be able to happen or come about in your connection. But they also feel like in the past they turned their back on a fated connection. And that's taught them some pretty painful lessons, but they also feel like they turned their back on a fated connection. We have Peacock. Back of the deck is family, as I said. And these cards, both of these configurations came out in pile 1, so I feel like, as I said, that there's complications. I feel like there could be other relationships here. And that's the reality. That's what Spirit says, is there's a reality to be discussed too. As much as they are fantasizing and discovering or bringing in their own emotional discoveries to you, there's still the reality to discuss between the two of you, and they would definitely discuss that as well. Oops. They got group 2 alone. What would they say? What would they feel? Do you think about me as well? They would really want to clarify your feelings. They know how they feel. They're very focused upon that. It wouldn't be long enough. I need more time with you. It's like, and I just heard that song. It's an old country song. My mom used to have the country music channel on all the time when I was growing up. So there was this song from years ago that said, it's a song that basically says, I need one more day. It's like if I could just have one more day. But if I got one more day, all it would make me want is one more day. You know, it's like it's just having you in that capacity would just make them want to crave more. They would never want it to end. I lie awake thinking about our future. And I just really wish things were different. And it feels so, there's so much hesitancy here. They hold back a lot. If this came to pass, they would hold back a lot, which is sad for them and for you and the whole situation, but they just wish that things were different. And they would communicate that they still don't know how to change things. They don't know how to change things, but they want you to know that they would do anything for you. And they're definitely emphasizing your importance and the importance on how you view yourself within the connection. Got you alone. What would they communicate to you? would they communicate to pile number 2 if they got pile number 2 alone, please? There's no going back now. And reality has hit me like a ton of bricks. And there is so much restriction in both of those cards. It's like I've made my bed now and I have to lie in this bed. But I want you to know, but they would communicate, but I want you to know that it hurts to be in this bed sometimes. It hurts for me to have the truth hit me so hard about you. I think about that last day a lot. They would carry that with you, carry this moment if they got that opportunity with them for the rest of their experience. Yeah, I'm just going through the motions in life right now, and I want to run away with you. They would communicate their dissatisfaction, perhaps their dissatisfaction emotionally in their current environment, or in the very least, they would communicate that they feel like a path with you holds more emotional happiness and abundance. And they would let you know that you are their happy place, and that they loved you then, they loved you still, they always have, and they always will, that nothing will ever change about your connection. And they would want to know if everything is mutual. Do you feel the same way? It's like they just want they just want to know if you feel the same way. And it's kind of sad. It makes me kind of sad. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 2, please. If this person on pile 2's mind could say anything right this moment, what would they say to pile 2? Missed it. That you are, there's the 9 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. There's an energy coming here from a divine feminine energy of kind of jealousy and insecurity and but position problems. I don't have a lot of follow through because of my position, because of, you know, the position I hold in life right now. So there's a sense here of wishing and longing, but really passive energy and not being able to really do anything about it. You'll notice that all 3 people here are seated. You know, it's like there's nothing that, like, this feels like a fantastical fantasy because they're not going to seek out this opportunity necessarily because of position. So it seems like it's something that I'm fantasizing about, focusing upon, but it seems beyond my reach. But if I could have this experience, it feels like a dream come true, sort of, or like a fantasy come true. So they also want to communicate too that they do dream about you and that but you seem far away from them. So there could even be a geographical separation. And there's also this, they really want to make sure that they're really emphasizing the security of the divine feminine. They really want to make sure that that you are understanding how they feel, and that there's no, because I think they feel so insecure, they don't want you to feel that way. We have here the Om symbol, we have J, we have K. We also have the 10 of Swords, the fish bones, and it's black, and this is the 10 of Swords, full stop. It's like the end of a cycle, pain, expression. It's like an emotional outburst. We have Cupid's arrow. We have the key, and we have the 2 music notes. So they would definitely unlock secrets about the dynamics of your connection in general, how unique it is. We have happy cloud. Be happy to sort of relieve confusion. We have here, I always think about the sisterhood of traveling pants, these little white pants with the heart, but I also think about nursing, hospital connections, or nursing scrubs. We have here a connection written in the stars, or its planet. And we have this 6 filled honey cells. I think about the 6 of Pentacles. I think about karmic relationships and putting an effort into responsibilities or karmic relationships. Self-sacrifice as well with the honeybee. And we have here, do as you would be done by. Almost too simple, but it's all you need to get by. And as I said, I feel like this person, they do have integrity. They're a loyal person. No matter where they're sitting in life, they're a loyal person. But they also just want to make sure that you understand that emotionally they are loyal to you. And they would make the best out of it. They would make the best out of the time that they were given, but they'd want more of it. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comments section, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell and your like button. If you do drop me a comment below and you're subscribed, please be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check me out on Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here for another visit with me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello everybody. In pile number 3, you were drawn to the Rose Quartz Point, or perhaps to the Shadowscapes Tarot, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, if they could get you alone for 24 hours with no distractions, no interruptions, what would they do? What would they say? For pile number 3, please. What would they do if they got you alone for 24 hours with no distractions? Oops. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords as well coming out first. So we're going to pair those together. If they got you alone for 24 hours, what would they do? We have the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like I have to pair all those together, but it is organized chaos, I promise. The Page of Swords. There could be a school connection to this person or a work connection. I also feel like if it's in complete no separation, or I'm sorry, no contact at this time, I feel they could be trying to gain information on you. The Judgment. I just heard in my mind, I just heard Celine Dion's "A New Day Has Come," and I just heard her singing it. A new day has come. 9 of Swords. Back of the deck is the 8 of Pentacles. We also have the Temperance. I feel like this could be sort of a long-seated separation, or I feel like you could, because I just feel like there's a long period of time between the two of you getting a chance to see each other or spend any type of quality time together in the very least. I'm going to clarify this spread as I go, but we're starting with the Page of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Immediately, straight out of the gate, this person is fire for you. Immediately. It's curiosity, it's wanting to pursue, it's wanting to discover, it's wanting to explore you. But it's not all physical. It is, for sure, but it's not 100% physical. I think that a lot of their desires were planted for you a long time ago, and they've had nothing but time to fantasize about what could happen if they got an opportunity like that, where they were alone with you, there was no distractions. But it's not all physical, because I feel like they would be kind of waiting for a sign from you. I think they would match your frequency, and I think that they would wait to make sure that you're on the same page and that you're as excited about the situation as them. They would also want some clarity from you. It's like a surefire answer from you. Even if it hurts, it's like, just give me the truth. I don't care. It's like, even if it hurts, I want the truth of the situation. The Two of Pentacles. And they really want you to clarify during this period. They're like, did you ever feel the same way? That's what they would want to clarify. Because I feel like it's been sort of sitting upon their shoulders. They almost feel like they were an option for you, or they almost feel like there was competition for you, and it's like they were one of sort of vying for your attention. And so it's been plaguing them ever since. And they'd want that clarity. It's like, yes or no. How do you feel about me? Are you as curious about me as I am? Knight of Cups. And I think that they would depend, in this scenario, if they had you alone, how they would proceed from that point would really be dependent on what you say and how you react. So if you're like, no, I had no interest in you at all, I think that they might clam right up. But if you were open and honest and said, yes, I wanted more, I wanted to pursue, there was curiosity, then things would start to really flow in this period of time that you guys had together. I think they would start to feel more comfortable being vulnerable and expressing their truth to you, because their truth is a lot deeper than just the curiosity that they presented to you in the past. Because in the past, I feel like there was a lot of flirtation, a lot of interest, but they didn't pursue, or they were waiting for a sign from you, and it never came. or it wasn't strong enough of a sign that they felt confident enough, because they would allow the floodgates to open as long as you allowed it, as long as you were on the same page. They would open those floodgates and they would express everything. I feel like everything, because we're going straight from the Knight all the way to the King of Cups. And I feel like they've been waiting for that opportunity too. They would be waiting for that opportunity, and they would also really hope that it wouldn't end after 24 hours. They would really hope that it wouldn't end after 24 hours, because they've been looking into the past and thinking about you for a really long time. And it really feels like they want to reset. The Five of Swords. That's not what they would anticipate. And it feels like this person anticipates you not matching their frequency and saying to them, no, I don't feel the same. Because they're not confident enough to be confident in the fact that you felt similarly in the past. And so they would use this opportunity to first clarify. And then if you said yes, then it would jumpstart them into this new beginning. Because there's a huge contrast here between these newer energies. This is the future energy here, but the Judgment, next to the Nine of Swords, this is new beginnings. This is clarity. This is seeing things from every perspective. And this is ruminating. This is worry. This is anxiety. This is overthinking. This is looking into the past too much. And even with the Page of Cups, it's like there's a new beginning, emotional resets, wonderful energy. And then the Five of Swords, which is conflict and worry and arguments. And so it's like they hold space in their objective. They hold space in their expectations for both possibilities. For both possibilities. Back of the deck is the Ace of Cups and the King of Pentacles. And if we're dealing with the King of Cups here, you'll see the King of Pentacles is very rooted to the ground, rooted to his ego. And so they would feel you out in that period. In the very beginnings of that period of time, they would feel out your energy field and see if you're similarly on their same page. And if you are, then everything would open up. The floodgates would open. They would want it to turn into a complete purge of the past. They would utilize the time very, very well, and they would get everything out, and they would hope that you would get everything out, and they would hope that the two of you would go sort of skipping off into the sunset together in this new emotional start. That's their fantasy. That's what they would love to see happen, is that you match their frequency 100% and the both of you just go off together. But if you don't match their frequency, they're like, well, then I'm going to clam up and I'm not going to talk about anything, and I'm going to keep myself safe and just keep myself in the safe zone here in this wish realm. And it does feel like a big sort of fantasy. This whole scenario, of course, we're bringing forward this scenario. But they would use it as a reset. And this is very different energy than the first two piles, actually, because I'm not getting the overwhelming sense of attachments here. So it's this person would enter into a new beginning with you, or would be willing to take that risk and leap into new beginnings, because they would see that as a transformative moment in your connection for sure. If they got you alone for 24 hours, what would they do and say? So the emphasis is not on the physical acts here for 24 hours. It's on emotional purging. Not that they wouldn't be tempted, but I feel like they would almost want to start at square one. It just seems very sort of innocent in nature. It's like, let's plant positive seeds and let's go from there. They wouldn't want to rush into a physical act with you, even if that was the opportunity at hand, because they're like, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek, and they've been thinking about that for a long time. They've been thinking, did I miss my opportunity? Did my fear of the unknown? And they keep ruminating about the past. They keep looking back. And so they take advantage of it. But they would be cautious about it too. We have attraction. You attract more romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And they would really want to sort of, especially if they felt like their time couldn't extend past the 24 hours, they would want to really soak up every single moment. We have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And there is definitely a sense of insecurity coming from this person, which is why they are so, it almost feels like a cautionary tale. It's why they would be so observant about how you present yourself and how you are presenting your feelings towards them. they could get you alone for 24 hours, what would they do? For pile number 3, please. We have here new beginnings. It would just be it would be the perfect scenario for them. It would be the perfect scenario for them. If this could somehow magically open up, if you match their frequency, this could propel them into a brand new beginning and really eradicate all of the worry and fear that they have concerning your connection. All of the unanswered questions here. They feel free, new beginnings and passages. The death energy, you can see the Pegasus is about to take flight, because this opportunity, this chance, they would really utilize it to see things from every perspective, and it would empower them to have the confidence to walk into unknowns. And they feel like there would be celebration and commitment that would come out of that as well. Back of the deck is magic, number 25. So this is like the perfect magical fantasy for them to have this opportunity. And I don't even feel like it would take them 24 hours to want to reset into something new with you, pile 3. What would they say to pile number 3 if they got them alone for 24 hours with no distractions? Can we start over? That is what they would communicate to you, pile 3. They would want a reset, a rebirth, new beginnings, passages of our transformation here. You make them hot. We started with the Page of Wands right out of the gate. Lots of fire for you. But I don't feel like they would necessarily push the physical issue with you. I don't think that they would push that, because it feels like they want to start in a very innocent realm. We have, I know I messed up back then. Lots of regrets in their delays and in their hesitation. I have so much to express to you. I have so much to tell you. It's like we need to sit down. The clock has started. The 24 hours has started. Let's sit down and let's mull over everything. Let's get everything out on the table. Because in a perfect world, it is still you and it is still me. I've been keeping tabs on you, watching your social media potentially, and says, I love you, but... ... I don't like the word but whenever someone says I love you or I'm sorry, because it creates a cavity or a caveat to that message. It's like something is going to drop. The other shoe is going to drop. Back of the deck says you make me weak everywhere. There's a lot of innocent energy with pile number 3, so it almost feels like you never quite dated, or I feel like you didn't. I feel like there was a lot of curiosity, and I feel like you wanted to, or this person wanted to. But they just hesitated. They were waiting for a sign and they hesitated. We have Yang reverse coming out, and I as I said, I don't feel like they would want to jump right into the sack with you. They would want to. It's not that they wouldn't want to. I feel like they would just hesitate to do that. Almost out of respect potentially for you. I want to grow old with you. It would be the seedlings, the beginnings of something new, of a new foundation. You're the one who cut me out, the Queen of Swords. And we have the Queen of Swords. You could be an air sign, an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. There's definitely a sense of them feeling intimidated by you in the past. Or in the very least, it's like they were waiting for a clearer sign from you of your truth and your feelings. I was so unfair to you. You gave me mixed signals. So they do feel like there was a push and pull, perhaps a flirtation, a cat and mouse game between the two of you in the past as well. I'm being pulled in 2 different directions. I often think about the Chariot here with this energy of being pulled in 2 different directions, about decisions and I do feel like they would be in this scenario, if they were alone with you for 24 hours, I think that they would be pulled between wanting to keep it emotional and wanting to keep it sort of along the lines of a building block towards more, and wanting to kind of jump in with fire. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 3. If this person could say anything to you right this moment, what would they communicate to pile number 3, please? Queen of Cups, that they hope that you still feel the same. They hope that you care about them and that their love for you is really, really permanent, and they want to bring forward that truth. There's a hesitation and rushing in. They have a lot of impulses when it comes to you two. But I feel like they are really afraid of wreaking some sort of havoc in your position at this time. But their love for you feels very permanent. We have the letter F in the bowl today. We have the Tree of Life. It's circled here. I often think of the Fool energy when I see that circular pattern, and I think about sort of risks that could have led us to more stability, could have led us to foundations together, because in a perfect world, if we had taken risks, it would have been the two of you. Here's the linked hearts and the wheel, or I'm sorry, the world up on the axis, which is unfinished business. We have Leo energy here, claiming our independence, and we have a little boy in the bowl. So this could have been somebody that you went to school with, someone that you grew up with, or you were very young when the two of you were together or were hanging around each other. We have the heart with a key, because they've been keeping secrets. We also have the friendship protection rune, so this could have been a friendship that should have evolved to more. Queen of Wands, fire energy, and we have the strawberry. Summer being very significant to this connection. All right, my dears, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. And if it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comment section. And I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and join our beautiful soul family here. I also offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below. And if you do drop me a comment below, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. I have a bit of issue or problems having my winners reaching back out to me, so the notification bell system is really, really important. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage.